Hello, everyone. This is Ricky Cardenas. I'm co-owner of Remax Caribbean and Central America. And today I am here with Patti Alonzo. Hi, Patti. How are you doing?
Hi, Ricky. I'm so happy to be here today. Thank
I'm
you for
glad to
having
hear that.
me.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Okay, guys. Patti, she's a Remax agent in Remax 200 in Orlando, Florida. And she's also co-owner of Remax Hello in Guatemala. So she knows both worlds, and that's why she's my special guest today. Okay, Patti, she's gonna share, she's gonna educate us on buyers from outside the United States, maybe Spain, Aruba, Brazil, Nicaragua, Argentina, who knows? Buyers from outside the United States buying in the United States. So, Patti, let's start with the first question. The first question is, can this be done? Is it hard? Is it easy? What does it take? How long it takes? Please educate us.
Yes, of course. It's not easy. I mean, it's not difficult at all.
Okay.
It's very I would say that the only thing that you would need is to determine what would you like to be as number one step.
Mhm.
And then after that, you will have to connect with an agent, a good agent that knows the area very well. And if someone that has a certification for, uh, certified international specialist property like myself, that we know the different type of marketers around the world, it'll be easier to conduct the transaction. And on in regards of the buyer, what they need to do is to have at least 25 to 30% down payment, reserves for the amount of the mortgage payment for 6 to 12 months. Credit is not required to show in the United States, like a credit score from the United States. And also have a bank account, preferably in the United States, but it's not needed. They can work with your money in the country of origin.
Okay,
That's
let me
all
make
they
sure.
need.
Wow, let me make sure I'm understanding correctly because you know what? You do what experts do. You make it sound easy. Okay, but I'm gonna repeat in my own words just to make sure that
Yes.
we're talking about the same thing. So you said basically three things. Number one is you're going to need a bank account, which is going to be preferable if you have it in the United States, but it can be a bank account overseas. That's perfectly fine. In the bank account, you're gonna need to have a balance of 25 to 30% of the value of the property. That's gonna be your down payment, 25 to 30%. Good.
Correct.
Also, you mentioned that you on top of that, you need to have in your bank account, 6 to 12 months of the monthly payment that you're going to do for the property. So if you're going to pay $2,000 per month for that property in the mortgage payment, well, you're going to need $12,000 maybe, or 12 to $24,000, I believe. Okay. Well,
Let- Yes,
it
let me
sounds
let me just
doable.
make a little note on
Yeah,
that one.
please.
It doesn't mean that having the reserves, showing the reserves for 6 to 12 months, like you said it wonderfully. It doesn't mean that you had to leave it there for 6 to 12 months. I just want to clarify that.
Good
You
point.
just
Thank you.
have to keep it there for it takes about 45 days to close if it's
Understand.
finance. So you have to have the reserves during that time. And if it's cash, only 2, 3 weeks. That's all it needs.
Nice. And you already said that the entire process can last maybe a month or two?
Finance, 45 days. Cash,
Okay.
3 weeks.
Okay,
Yes.
absolutely. Okay. Now, please, guys, I want you to understand that Patty, as I mentioned before, she's a Remax agent in Orlando, Florida. Her real estate license allows her to do business in the entire state of Florida. So so first, Patty, I'm going to ask you, what's your market, the market that you're truly familiar with and where you conduct 90% of your transactions? Please describe that market and what's available in that market, and then you're going to tell us about other states.
Yes, so my market is in Central Florida. It's called Central Florida because we are, geographically speaking, we have this prime location, I would say, because we're very close to Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville. Just to give you an example, the ones that have been here in Orlando, we're only like 3 hours away from Miami, 2 hours from Tampa, another 2 hours from Jacksonville, etc. So our location is amazing. And if somebody comes from anywhere in the world, we're not that far away anyway, especially from Latin America. It's just a couple of hours, 3, 4 hours, depending where you are in the world. But I say that this is number one, the most attractive things from our region is the location. And because we are a destination, due to the parks, the theme parks, and all the attractions that are in Central Florida, cruises, Space Coast, everything. So my market is Orlando, Space Coast, Daytona, Kissimmee, Davenport, and I have also sold in Miami. I used to live in Miami like 20 years ago. So I'm familiar with the Miami area as well.
Outstanding. Thank you. So
Yes.
if anyone wants to send a buyer to that part of Florida, Patty is definitely the person to talk to. And we're going to put Patty's contact information in the description of this video. Now, Patty, if somebody has a buyer and they don't want to buy in Florida, they want to buy in Texas or New York or wherever, California, whatever. So what do they need to do? How do they go about this?
Well, as Remax agents, we need to know where to go. And we all know that for that reason, we have Max Center. In Max Center, we can actually locate the agent that we can choose from the list with wherever the country, wherever you're looking for, the state you're looking for. And my suggestion would be that as soon as you find their information, just don't rely on sending an email, grab the phone and connect. That would be the easiest way to know, feel the other person, see will be a good fit for your customer, and then everything else, will be up to the your buyer and the agent.
I really like what you're saying because at the end of the day, this is a people business. This is
Yes.
not a technology business. So we need to get on the phone and call the other agent. Hi, this is so and so. I am based in Aruba. I found you in Max Center. I'm also a Remax agent. I have a buyer for Dallas, Texas. Can you help me? You need to call people. Don't just send an email, guys. You know what? There is a function here that nobody uses anymore. It's called telephone. This is also a telephone. Don't forget that.
Yes, and also, Ricky, if
Yeah.
anybody would like to know anybody from different states, I personally know a lot of agents um, in all the states, and I can direct you with them. Doesn't matter if nothing is involved in there, it will be just a pleasure to serve you anywhere, wherever you are. I can do that. No worries.
Patty, thank you so much. You know what, guys, please understand what she's saying. She's saying that, hey, if you have a buyer for another state, still give you ideas and point you in the right direction, even if she doesn't make any money. So, Patty,
Yes.
I want to commend you because that's part of the abundance mentality that many of us have at Remax. So, good job. I know that pays back. I have a couple more questions. So, a buyer wants to buy in the States, and he's a foreign national, he or she is a foreign national, they are not residents, they are not citizens. What type of interest rate can they get in the United States if they qualify for a mortgage?
Yes. Thank you for emphasizing that point because the loan is called foreign national loan. That's what it's called. And as of yesterday, local rates for residents here in the US were at 6.88. And typically a foreign national loan goes about around 1 to 2 points. So we could be around
8,
8.5 to 9,
8 to
depending on the
9.
cases. Yes.
Okay, well, it's a little bit high, but it's not the end of the world either, right? I mean, you're buying in another country. And my next question is, okay, so this person already bought a property, bought a house, maybe, I don't know, $300,000, or a small apartment, $100,000, or a big house, $1 million, whatever. The thing is, what do they do now? Is that house, is that property going to sit vacant and deteriorate all year? Or can they rent it out? Can they put it in Airbnb? How does that work? Who can help them with that process?
Great question, Ricky. When you are choosing an agent, you need to make sure that you also ask, do you have a property management division in your brokerage, or people that you know that might help us with a short or long-term rental? And that person should say yes to you, because you're going to need it if that's going to be the case. I would say 90% of the people that buy property here in the US, they do it for that purpose, to have some sort of passive income. And they will need these two companies, whether it's short or long term, they will need them. But also, please take note that the buyer would need what is called the ITIN number, or a tax identification number, for everything, to set up the utilities, to also to be able to rent the property, of course, to pay taxes for the property. For so many reasons, it's very important, but you will need to do that at the same time you get under contract, so everything runs smoothly and you don't have to wait, because it takes about 30 days to get your tax ID number.
Okay, okay. Well, that sounds doable as well. Not the end of the world, as I said before. Okay, Patty, I think we're gonna wrap this up. Is there anything else that you would like to add before we close this interview?
Yes, I just would like to say that it's always been a myth that people in general think that buying property anywhere in the world, but particularly here in the US, is only for people with gobs of money. And it's not true. You can buy property, you can find a nice property, like you were saying before, for a one bedroom apartment for less than $100,000 up to whatever, but
Yeah.
the median price is 464 here in Orlando. But there's prices for in budgets for everybody. The most important thing is that for you to know that it's not impossible, and the type of ownership that you're going to get when you buy a property here in the United States is going to take you way beyond imagination, because you will feel that it's yours, that you were able to achieve something that it was outside the box. And the
Yes.
benefits long term here, owning a property in the US, has so many pros, because the equity that you build in properties in the US, it goes most of the time, especially in Florida, it appreciates sometimes 10 to 20%, depending on the kind of market we are. So it's always going to be a great investment buying in the US, and it's not impossible.
Thank you. That's a very good thing. And I want to add my testimonial. Is I own several properties in the States, and it's been wonderful. I have passive income. I have a big benefit is that as real estate prices go up, well, I build up my equity. I have more money saved in that regard. Tenants have been good 99% of the time. And there was one tenant that was bad, and I had to kick him out, and it was easy. I was amazed. It was wow. It wasn't fun, but it was easy. So, guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This can be do. This can be done. You can do it. Patty can help you, or she can point you in the right direction. Her contact information is going to be in the description of this video. Patty, thank you so much. This was enjoyable and very productive. Thank you.
You're welcome, Ricky. My pleasure. And as always, if you need me, I'm just a phone call away. I'm very old school in that matter. I like to talk to people more than
Awesome.
texting, believe me. So I'm free to call via WhatsApp. Please free to do that. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Bye.